Hey everybody, Jordan Leibel with Pianote here. The 1, the 4, and the 5 chord are the most important chords arguably in all of music. But there's a lot of different ways to play them. And this lesson is going to show you some alternative ways you can take the 1, the 4, and the 5 and use different chords based off of those notes to make totally different sounding progressions. So we all know our basic major 1, major 4, and major 5 chords. So just to review, we're playing in C here. We have C, and then we have F major, and then we have G major. And that sounds awesome. It sounds great. It just kind of has every chord has a similar color. They're all major triads. But we can take these same interval jumps. So we can take our 1, our 4, and our 5 and make some cool alternative progressions based off of those root notes. So the first one that we're going to be looking at is simply taking each one of these chords and making them minor triads versus major. So now we're going to make a C minor triad. So all we're doing is taking our 3rd note here, which is here's our major triad, and to make a minor, all we do is take the thirds and drop them by 1 semitone. So there's our minor 1 chord. We do the same thing with our 4 chord. Here's F major, drop the 3rd down by a semitone. There's F minor. And then our 5 chord, same thing. G major, drop the 3rds by a semitone, G minor. So now you have a totally All right, so the next way that we're going to revoice these 1, 4, and 5 chords is we're going to combine major triads with minor triads. So this time, let's take our 1, and we're going to keep it as a major triad again. So we have our C major triad here. But we're going to make our 4 and 5 into minor chords. So our 4 is going to be that F minor chord. Our G is going to be G minor. But then the 1 is going to resolve back in this happy, bright tone. And I find this kind of thing sounds really cool. If you kind of wanted to do something that sounds a little medievally or something, jumping from the major 1 to the minor 4. It's got a kind of cool cinematic sound to the minor 5. Major 1, minor 4. Major 1, minor 4, minor 5, back to major 1. All right, and the final way that we're going to look at these 1, 4, 5 chords is taking a minor 1 chord, a major 4 chord, and a minor 5 chord. So again, taking it in C, we're back in C minor here, but our 4 chord is going to brighten things up with a major triad. And then our 5 chord sounds a little darker again, going back to the minor triad and then back to the minor 1. And if you guys know how to play modes, this is a great mode for playing in this chord progression is Dorian, because we have the raised 6th tone when we get to that major 4 triad. So here's our minor 1 chord, then our major 4 to our minor 5, back to the minor 1. To the major 4, to the minor 5, again, it's got that kind of cinematic sound. Whenever you combine major and minor triads in your music, you're always kind of doing some cool things with color and texture, because you're taking a bright sounding major chord and combining it with a darker, moodier minor chord, and it's always going to come up with some cool sounding stuff. So minor 1, major 4, minor 5, back to the minor 1. So that's just a few ways to re-look at the tried and true 1, 4, 5 chord. There's plenty of other ways to revoice these chords and come up with different progressions and cool ways to play around with the colors, but this is just the beginning. It's a great way to get started, and a lot of great ideas can come out of just playing chord progressions like this. So get to practicing them, play them in all the keys you know, and if you want to learn anything more about the piano, check out pianote.com. We'll see you there.